Hello, welcome to the 2023 season.
We are here in Austria
for the Riegler and partner legends.
It's the opening event of the season.
We are raring to get going. We are so excited.
As we heard at the top of the programme, it's the first event of the 2023 Legends Tour season, and we are here in Austria for one of the most popular stop-offs on the tour.
Beautiful place, food's fantastic, golf course is good, and hospitality is second to none, and I'm looking forward to it.
Great hosting, from the Austrians. We got a great golf course, great setup here. The Muurhof Golf Club has been, a host for years. It's a perfect start to the season.
Feels like a long time actually. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to coming back. It's a great course and they look after us really well here.
Whilst it's a regular scene with the players returning to action for the opening tournament, there's one big thing missing from the tour this year, and that is 8-time Legends Tour winner Barry Lane. Sadly, Barry passed away from a short illness at the end of December, and he is very much missed.
Obviously he's missed, and obviously here at Muurhof as well, being an ambassador over the last 2 years, this is a great event, and we do miss Barry here this week immensely.
When I got my cards back in 2020, I think it was, he was the first guy to reach out and say, listen, brilliant, well done, you're welcome to the tour, you need just so that says everything you need to know.
Great guy, quiet sort of guy, went about his business, he's going to be sadly missed.
Camilla, Barry absolutely loved it here at Muurhof, an ambassador for the club and the event. What was it that he liked so much about coming here?
He loved to be here, and he loved the environment here, and he loved the staff here, because everyone was so wonderful to him and looked after him so nicely. But it's a wonderful place, this. I think Austria is beautiful, beautiful trees, but looked after very, very well.
Barry really was a hugely loved member of the Legends Tour, and he really loved it here in Austria as an ambassador for the club and the event. Now let's find out a little bit more about the course. Former LET player Rachel Drummond has been catching up with the home favourite Marcus Breer.
Marcus, thank you for joining us. We're here for the 4th edition.
Yes.
You know this course better than most. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a very flat course, more or less, but I think the very interesting part are the greens. I mean, they are all quite undulated, and they can get quick. I mean, we had a bit of rain now, so maybe not as quick this year, but I think you have to really position your ball well on the greens. Most of them have these humps and bumps around, so it's very interesting coming into the greens.
And we've had quite a lot of rain. How do you think that's going to affect the conditions this week?
It obviously makes it a bit longer to play, so you have longer irons in, and that can make it a bit tricky. On the other hand, the greens are soft, so you can maybe shoot a bit more at the pins, but it's always one good thing, one bad thing.
And off the tee, it's very tree lined. Do they come into play, or is it quite easy off the tee?
No, they come into play, especially now all the leaves are on, so it looks even tighter. It's not narrow really, but some tee shots are like 10, 11, they get a bit tight and you have to be careful, but I think the main issue are the greens.
Thank you, Marcus. Right, let's get to the action from the early rounds with Warren Humphreys and Kit.
Thank you, Rachel. There was a lot of rain leading up to the tournament, which really softened up the course, but it was mostly dry once play got started. James Kingston opened with a level par 72, including a par here at the final hole. Unfortunately, last year's Order of Merit number 1 was disqualified on day 2 for signing for an incorrect score.
2005 US Open champion Michael Campbell
Shot a 68 in round 1 and made the ideal start with his 20-footer for a birdie at the start of round 2. He went on to sign for a 69.
Scotland's Gary Orr had 5 birdies and 1 bogey in round 1. He got off to a solid start in round 2 as this approach set up a par. And he would go on to shoot a bogey-free 67 to reach 9 under.
Adilson De Silva made a great start with a bogey-free 67 in the opening round, and he stroked that one in for a birdie start to day 2. He also picked up further shots at the 10th and the 11th.
De Silva finished tied 3rd here last season, and his good form in Austria continued. This brilliant punch shot on 12 helped him save par, and he played the last 6 holes in even to be -9.
Keith Horn won the Legends Tour qualifying school in January, and the South African was 10 under par after a pair of 67s, including a birdie here at the 17th.
Paul Streeter held the first round lead after an opening 65, and he made the ideal start today too by rolling this birdie putt home. An eagle at 9 saw him out in 32.
The Englishman was on course to maintain his lead. This beautiful approach shot to the par 5 10th set up the birdie opportunity. 2 putts required for that, and another birdie at the 11th was followed by 7 pars to secure a 66 and the lead.
Let's hear how he's feeling.
I would have thought I'd be extremely nervous, as I always am. But you know, it's where we want to put ourselves to see how we handle it. It's what we practice for. So we'll just see how it goes tomorrow.
It's a 3-shot cushion for Paul Streeter. Keith Horn, Gary Orr and Adilson De Silva lead the chasing pack. Final group about to get underway here in Austria. Paul Streeter going in search of a 3rd Legends Tour victory. It would be a first since 2 in his rookie season back in 2018. His nearest challenger, Keith Horn, playing alongside him. They had a lot of fun out there together yesterday, and Gary Orr making up the final 3-ball. And Streeter said he'd be nervous. Needs a good opening tee shot to settle them, and it looks a decent one, Warren.
That's just what he was after. See ball speed there, 153, carry 230, but more importantly, on the fairway.
That's a look at the first green from the wonderful drone shots. And we can head down there, Adilson De Silva for birdie to move to 10 under par.
A little uphill too. Green's absolutely beautiful here, pure. Oh, and that's a great way to start. Terrific birdie on the opening hole, on a hole that's played exactly to its par 4 all week. So to make birdie there is exceptional.
Had that birdie start yesterday, De Silva as well, so likes to get going early. Michael Campbell to match the man he's playing alongside.
I wonder how often he thinks about that 2005 US Open title he won. He keeps holding putts like that. Maybe we're back in the winner's circle again. Maybe once or twice, an hour, probably. He moves to 8 under par. Now Streeter after that excellent tee shot. Yeah, pretty good looking swing, kept his rhythm there, nicely up the back of the ball. Finds the centre of the green. I'm sure that's exactly what he wanted to do. Get off to a nice start, calm the nerves. Now Keith Horn, South African, going really well in his first Legends Tour start. That's not what he was after. Seemed to come out of that a little bit quick. It's okay, he's found the dance floor. Not necessarily near the hole, mind you. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad to miss that, but with the undulations on these greens, you start leaving yourself the wrong side, and you've got a devil's own job to get down into. Gary Orr looking to get in close. Scotsman, always renowned as a pretty good player from tee to green when he was on the DP World Tour. Yeah, 2 wins for him back in 2000 when he went up to finish 10th in the Order of Merit.
Phil Archer getting his second season on the Legends Tour underway this week. It's a long par 3 this second. And that is an excellent approach from the Englishman.
Back to the first green, Keith Horn with this long approach putt. Always want to try and get these absolutely stone dead if you can, if it doesn't go in, and that's exactly what he's done. So he's got a feel of the greens early on.
Yeah,
Right.
No birdie for him, but that will be a confidence builder.
It's always nice just to walk up and tap them in. Just the most glorious setting here on this course. De Silva coming out of the bunker here, left of the par 3.
And that one's just got away from him a little bit. Some steep slopes coming from the bunkers, so it is tricky to release them out. Or for birdie at 1.
Gosh, that's a very wide stance. Hands a long way ahead of the ball.
He's got that putter shaft running up the lead arm as well, something we're seeing increasingly. Matt Kuchar, Bryson DeChambeau.
Yes, not wanting to let the left wrist collapse through impact, and if you do that, of course, always very easy to pull the putts.
Michael Campbell's just edged it onto the front of this second green over that tight slope. Anything shorter than that and he'd have been well off the front.
Just didn't get too excited about that, did he? He's always a little bit on the low side.
But a safe par at what is a pretty long par 3, the second.
Streeter then at the first. Interesting putting style. Claw grip. Hands the other way. Oh. Not sure actually how you describe that putting grip, but there's so many different varieties these days on tour. Players will try anything to get an edge. Not a birdie start, but it's a very safe par 4.
Archer, another one to adopt the wide stance. Quite a short putter. We're seeing a real range on the greens already.
Man, remember, we had the opportunity to shoot a 59 on the European Tour, just dribbled past the hole back at the Celtic Manor. Ended up with a 60, but a nice birdie there for Archer.
Yeah, opening round of the Wales Open in 2006, that De Silva from the bunker to here.
Oh, it's a sandy. Always like that, up and down out of the bunker. Good par save.
So it's a steady start for Paul Streeter. De Silva has joined Horn in a tie for second. Archer has also made a positive start with that birdie at the second. Join us after the break for more action from the Riegler and Partner Legends. Welcome back to Austria. At the stunning Castle Rabenstein, DP World Tour CEO Keith Pelly spoke about the alliance with the Legends Tour.
I've been to a lot of places in 8 years. You know, we play in 45 countries every single year through our 3 tours, and this is as good as it gets. It's probably one of the nicest places I've ever been in the world. Well, what has transpired now with the Legends Tour and what we're heading into a new era. Both Ryan Howsam, who is the founder of Stay Shore and has built just an incredible business, and ourselves have partnered even stronger where we're both going to invest. We're both going to invest in the Legends Tour, which will allow us to not only have higher prize funds for the players, but to go to more destinations like we are here in Austria and play at better quality golf courses, to invest in the actual product, to expose the product to stakeholders and sponsors and broadcasters more. Stay Shore has shown how successful you can be with a business focusing on the 50+ demo. With Ryan at the helm, working now with us, really with the new alliance that we've had, We want to really build this tour. We believe in the Legends product. We believe in the 50+ demo, how important that is in today's age. And I think we have a real opportunity. It really is a bright future for the Legends Tour, and we're grateful for Ryan Howsam to invest in that. And of course, we're doing it as well.
Back to the course on a gorgeous day and excellent scoring conditions in Austria. Overnight leader Paul Streeter wasn't making the most of them though. He added pars at 2, 3 and 4, but his first move was backwards. With this miss at 5, he made it back-to-back bogeys at the 6th to slip to -11.
Keith Horn was churning out the pars until he moved alongside Streeter on 11 under par with this birdie on the 7th, the first of par 5s.
But they were both overtaken by Adilson de Silva. The Brazilian was on the charge as he birdied the 6th. 2 putted for birdie here at 7 and made it 3 red numbers in a row at the 8th.
De Silva made it 4 birdies in a row courtesy of this delightful wedge shot into the par 5 9th as he raced to the turn in just 31 strokes.
An incredible surge from Adilson de Silva, and he's gone from 4 off the lead at the start of the day to 3 shots ahead as he moves into the back 9. Archer has moved into tied second with birdies at 7 and 9. And this is the par 5 10th that de Silva is about to tackle, Warren.
He's obviously on a high though, you'd have to say, with those 4 birdies on the bounce. Another opportunity here, doesn't even need driver off the tee, playing for position, 3 wood.
Yeah, 479 yards. Easily reachable.
It's not a big carry there, but look at the amount of run, just 209 carry, but that must have raced along another 40 or 50 yards.
Philip Archer, another opting for 3 wood off this 10th tee. Interesting to see how his numbers compare.
A little more club head speed there, over 100 miles an hour for Archer, 103. And that little bit of extra club head speed just passing that of de Silva.
Keith Horn, 9-time winner on the Sunshine Tour, his 3rd back on the par 5 9th. That's a great touch, landing it onto the downslope. And Rachel's been taking a closer look at the greens.
At Merhealth Golf Club, one of the main defences are the greens. They are extremely undulating. Now the players don't only have to get their yardage right, they need to hit the right spot on the green to make birdie. I'm going to give you a little example here. So flag's over to the right. I'm going to have to use this left slope. Change is green, slippery and fast. Comes back a little bit more at the pin. So the guys have to hit the right area to guarantee that 2-putt. Otherwise it's going to be extremely tricky out there.
Adilson de Silva attacking the par 5 10th with his 2nd shot.
It's a real scoring part of the course. 3 par 5s in 4 holes around the turn. And he's got it on the dance floor, so putt for an eagle coming up. That really would be impressive stuff if he could knock that one in.
Yeah, chase that up beautifully. Philip Archer, almost identical tee shots. What about the 2nd?
Beautifully struck, drilled that straight down the banner, and he's going to have a chance for an eagle as well, although from long range.
Paul Streeter, only 2 bogeys the first couple of rounds, but 2 drop shots already today. And that has come out hot. Birdie and eagle on this 9th the last 2 days, and that's what he's left himself for birdie, Warren.
Yeah, it's not really what he was after on the 10th. De Silva now, eagle putt. No one's made 5 birdies in a row so far in the tournament. But if he pops that one in, he'll be the first to do so.
This is huge for Streeter. No birdies yet today. Needs to find some positive momentum.
Led the par 5 scoring coming into the final round. 8 under. Oh, and it would have just a little harder. May have dropped. But no birdies so far for him. That's going to be a big disappointment out in 2 over.
Archer, who finished 7th on the order of merit in his rookie season for Eagle. You can see what he thinks about that.
Anders Hansen, former Tour winner on the DP World Tour, won the BMW PGA titles a couple of times. That's a beautifully struck putt. He gets to 10 under.
He's making a real surge up the leaderboard in this final round. Gary Orr's also gone backwards early in this final round. Bogeys at 3 and 4. That birdie at 9 with the one at 7 sees him out in even par.
He's still very much in the hunt if he can have a really good back 9. A little bit of cleaning up here for Keith Horn. Well done, he makes his birdie. So he's at 12 under.
He's looking very steady, the South African, just ticking off birdies where he needs to.
Testy one here for Archer. Oh, and he had a little nervous early look at that one, just pulled it away. That could be very costly. Doesn't make the birdie there on 10 after such a good second shot.
Marcus Breer, the local man, the Austrian, up on 18, looking to get to 9 under. That is an unbelievable lip out. He shot 62 around here before. It won't be that number today. Won't have had many rejections at the hole like that in a 62.
Taps in for 67 though. Nice last final round.
So 8 under par, I think that'll be enough for a top 10 finish to start the season for the Austrian.
De Silva, this for 5 birdies in a row. Very impressive stuff. Yeah, no mistake with that one. Well done. He is absolutely flying along.
This is computer game golf from De Silva, but Keith Horn is just about hanging on to him. Streeter desperate for a first birdie of the day. Can De Silva finish the job at Murhoff? Welcome back to the Riegler and partner legends at Golf Club Murhoff in Austria. Earlier in the week, some of the legends had a par 3 showdown at a beautiful little par 3 course just down the road. It was a knockout format. Last man standing takes the spoils. Here's what happened. It was all smiles and high fives as the legends got ready for the Audi showdown at Graz Andritz. The caddies were local children who competed for the chance to be a part of the event. There was plenty of fun and laughter on the range before they got down to the relatively serious business of the competition. It was pure knockout, with the players with the worst score on each hole failing to advance to the next. A great opportunity for the fans to see the legends in an intimate setting, and boy did they put on a show as the putts started pouring in. And the celebrations followed. The birdies were flowing and the crowd absolutely loved it. Gradually the field was whittled down and only Marcus Breer and Clark Dennis remained. Ultimately, it was the home favourite Breer who came out on top, much to the delight of the Austrian fans. A great bit of fun at the start of the week, but things are really starting to heat up in the final round.
Paul Streeter did get his first birdie of the round with this solid stroke at the par 5 10th, and the second came at the very next hole. So he's now birdied the 10th, 11th in all 3 rounds.
Keith Horn birdied 10, parred 11 and got up and down from the bunker to save par on 12. He made another sand save on the par 3 13th following this splash shot.
Philip Archer parred the 11th, and this spectacular spinny approach here at the 12th, nearly going in for an eagle. The birdie moved him to -12, but he gave the shot back at the 13th, but then birdied the 14th and 15th to be at 13 under.
A drop shot for De Silva on 15, and his lead is now just 1. Only one of the top 4 could win this. Gary Murphy and Raymond Russell finished the week on 9 under par.
Tee shot for Gary Orr at the par 5. Club head speed well over 100 miles an hour. Look at the carry though, nearly 250 yards. That's a big hit.
Yeah, cracking hole this. Probably the widest fairway you're looking at on the course. You can really open the shoulders and give yourself a chance to go for it in 2.
Streeter now, much lower ball flight from him. Up the club head speed here, 107 for him. So carrying 241 yards. Pretty good shot as well. De Silva here at the 16th. Hole measures 184, but only playing 176 in this final round. He's given that a big hit, so he was obviously right on the length of that tee shot. Didn't quite get the spin he was after.
Still a decent chance to bounce straight back from that bogey on the previous hole, though. Keith Horn worked under the tutelage of Hugh Baiocchi in his early days before turning pro in South Africa, a name you all know, Warren.
Yes, Baiocchi, really top player back in the 70s and 80s on the DP World Tour. Nice drive from Horn.
Yeah, good hit. You can see he's a good 15-20 yards past his playing partners there. Campbell, it's not been the final round he would have been hoping for. A lot of hard work put in by him over the winter, travelling over to America to see his coach Jonathan Yarwood for the first time in a couple of years, but a lovely chip shot there.
270 off the tee on the 14th, the par 5 for Gary Orr, just a utility club. Required for his second. How about that for a flight? Never leaving the flagstick, that. Oh, and that's a brilliant shot. Really well played. Little unlucky, didn't quite get enough spin on it, but got an eagle chance.
Paul Streeter just looking to replicate that, really. Maybe a little lofted fairway wood by the looks of it.
He's trying to move this one in a little bit from left to right. That's also pretty good, right into the heart of the green.
Yeah, the way these greens roll, that's makeable for eagle. Archer just through the back of 16.
He's obviously feeling very confident. Flagstick out. Ooh, he was obviously trying to hold that, and very close indeed. Oh.
Yeah, he needs to find a birdie or 2 on these last couple of holes. Keith Horn.
He didn't find the green with his second in the sand. Needs some spin. That's okay, a little wide of the mark.
It was a big miss with the second shot, way right with just an iron in his hand going in, but he's got a chance to get out of there with the birdie.
Now, can De Silva bounce back with the birdie putt here? Not easy, fair bit of borrow from right to left. It needed a bit more pace as well.
So a little bit of frustration for the 12-time Sunshine Tour winner. Also picked up his maiden Legends Tour victory at the Stayshore PGA Seniors Championship last year. That one wire to wire and a thumping 6-shot win. The 18th hole could be pivotal today, and Rachel is taking a look at it.
What a finishing hole we have for the Legends this week. We have the 18th par 4 422 yards. This tee box is surrounded by beautiful trees. It's going to be a tough one for the players to feel the wind. However, they need to favour that right-hand side of the fairway to give themselves a fantastic line into this undulating green.
Yeah, once you get your tee shot away, it is a hole you can attack with the approach though. That's what Hansen's done. How aggressive will he be with this second?
He's always been an aggressive player when he's played on the DP World Tour, and well, there's your answer, Kit. Very aggressive.
That is an absolute beauty. He'll have that for a 66.
Back to the 14th, Streeter. Outside chance for this eagle. Just seemed to body that a little bit, and it's been a bit tentative today. Come up short a few times, but it is the birdie.
Really impressive fight back after that deflating start though for the overnight leader. He is in this still.
More now. Splendid second shot. Can he make his eagle? Little bit of borrow here from right to left. Oh, and it didn't turn. Played for the break, but it stayed out there. Well, that's a birdie for the Scot.
Well, the second shot deserved an eagle, didn't it, really? And even though Horn found the bunker, he'll have a chance to match them. Anders Hansen, hopefully the 66th and final stroke of his day.
And just the 5th birdie on the 18th so far today. So hard to come by red numbers on that hole.
Excellent finish. Got as high as 23 in the world rankings in his heyday. Starting the season on form here in Austria.
Now Horn. Can he get it up and down once again from sand? He certainly can. It's the third time he's managed to get it up and down out of bunkers, so pretty impressive around the greens.
Maybe we did him a disservice. Maybe he put his second shot in there on purpose. What a final round, and it's a three-way tie at the top. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to find out who'll take the trophy in this epic battle. Welcome back to the Riegler and Partner Legends at the beautiful Golf Club Mürhof in Austria.
Paul Streeter parred the 15th and held his nerve at the 16th. Finds the bottom of the cup there to save his par, stays at 14 under.
Keith Horn also parred the 15th and had to sweat on a tricky length to stay at minus 14 at 16. He found the centre of the cup, and the fist pump tells you how important that was.
Up ahead on the 17th, Adilson de Silva had this putt to retake the solo lead. Never in doubt. So last year's Stayshore PGA Seniors champion was back to 15 under par.
You would think that takes Philip Archer out of it, but can Horn and Streeter react? A cracking 66 from Anders Hansen secures a good finish for him. Well, Streeter's approach on its way. And he'll have a good look for birdie on 17.
It's just into that little bit of breeze, holding the ball up nicely. Now Horn, bogey free so far today. Attack the flag here if he can. Let a few shots get away to the right, but that's not going right. That's right on target.
Still plays pretty regularly on the Sunshine Tour, Horn, and you can tell his game's sharp. Adilson de Silva. Well, Rachel told us you want to be down the right-hand side of the fairway. Ideal position for de Silva. He's opened up this approach. We've seen Anders Hansen show what's possible.
Oh, he got beautifully up the back of the ball there. Oh, what a shot. Well, that's pretty much how he's played all day. Beautiful rhythm.
Handing the club off to his caddy, local girl Jannica Gerhofer there. Hope she's negotiated a decent cut.
Gary Orr Birdie attempt here on 17. Always on the low side.
That's been the story of his day, really. Never quite got it going. He will stay at 11 under par.
Streeter then, chance to join De Silva at the top. Short backswing, long follow through. Gave it a good run at the hole. Again, just a little bit of a misread, I think. A little bit of cleaning up here to do. Just tap it in for the par.
Came to professional golf pretty late, only turned pro at 31.
Look at the mounds and undulations here on the 18th. Archer just off the green. Oh, settled down. Well, he's left himself a lot to do there to save par.
Yeah, whatever happens, I think he'll add to the 6 top 10s he racked up last season. Now Michael Campbell hoping to finish his day on a positive note.
Yeah, a little bit of a mixed bag for him. That bogey, double bogey early in the round, really putting Michael behind the 8 ball.
Huge putt for Keith Horn to tie De Silva on 15 under. Of course, De Silva in close on 18. And at least for now, he's alongside him.
Held his nerve well there. Really good putt for Horn to make.
And no sooner has that dropped than we move up to 18. What's this, about 8 feet to move to 16 under, 1 clear again.
Well, it burned the hole. Maybe just a fraction pacey, but, well, you see it's not gone past by much. A little unlucky there for De Silva, but what a final round.
Well, the way he played, I thought for certain he was going to find the bottom of the cup there, but it's rounds of 67, 68, 66, and minus 15 is the total.
Oh, is it going to be good enough? Oh, that was so close on the last.
Archer, hopefully for his part.
Wonder whether he's actually learnt anything off De Silva's putt. He did, maybe. Well done. Good par at the last for Philip.
Another player shooting all 3 rounds in the 60s, 68, 68, 67. Good consistency. I think we're going to see plenty of Archer this year.
Yeah, quality of the scoring so far this week has been very high indeed.
So Campbell just falling back a little in the final round, but good to see him playing excellent golf again. Real rededication to his craft over the winter. He's hungry for success this year. So Keith Horn knows what he needs to do. A birdie will surely win it for him. That is, unless Paul Streeter can do something pretty spectacular with a second shot on 18. But it's unlikely from here, Warren.
Yes, don't think he's going to have much opportunity here to get it close. And in fact, coming out of that rough, it's turned the club face over. Looks to have found the left-hand bunker. That wind almost getting stronger too as they play the last. Horn slightly out of position going down the left side.
He's got to come up over the corner of the trees.
Powerful enough though, got plenty of height with that shot. And no easy birdie from there.
No, at that kind of distance, you might just be thinking, avoid the 3-putt and get in the playoff.
Just a little hands and arms shot there for Gary Orr. Always had a pretty short swing. But usually very straight, very accurate.
Yeah, if he can make a birdie there somehow, that would get him alongside Anders Hansen. to see the crowds out this afternoon. They've really embraced this tournament. 4th time we're back here at Muirhof for the Riegler and Partner Legends. So this needs to go in for Paul Streeter. Has to hold it from the sand to have any chance.
Oh, gave it a good go. Did that clip a little bit of the hole as it just went over the top?
That's a sensational effort. So it's not to be a win, but only 2 top 10s in his previous 2 seasons. So a great start to the year for him. Keith Horn, there's a bit of movement in this for birdie. And the win.
Yeah, fair a bit of break from left to right. Not quite enough. Had the pace okay.
I think he'll be pretty pleased to have just nudged that down hole side and have this simple tap in though.
But it does mean one thing. It's a playoff, but how about that for consistency? 67, 67, 67 for Horn. That's great scoring.
Gary Hawke, can he get alongside Anders Hansen at 12 under in a tie for 5th?
My goodness me. Is there a goalkeeper in that hole? I've seen so many come close today and not drop. Hard to take.
Taps in for par, and it will be a 6th place finish to start the season for Gary Orr on -11.
I think we're going to see some great contests this year on the Legends Tour. So many great players vying for wins. That's a good up and down, but not quite happened for Streeter today. This is out just by a single shot to get in the playoff. But what a week it's been for him.
So overnight leader Paul Streeter has to settle for 3rd, 1 shot behind Adilson de Silva and Keith Horn. It's going to take a sudden death playoff to decide the winner. And we're back to the 18th, and as you said, Warren, a little earlier, that wind has got up.
He was down the left side in regulation play. Can he keep it a little further right? Maybe open up the flag. That's exactly what he's done. That's a better tee shot. Puts the pressure on De Silva.
Yeah, always interesting whether you want to be 1st or 2nd. Obviously it becomes match play at this point.
Down the left side initially, but cutting back to find the centre of the fairway.
Yeah, 2 crackers, and this pair will know each other well. Adilson de Silva is Brazilian, hit the first tee shot at the 2016 Rio Olympics, but he's grown up and played the vast majority of his golf in South Africa and Zimbabwe.
Yes, they will know each other well, but De Silva to go first so he can apply pressure. Hit a wonderful approach earlier on today. Can he do it again? Oh, he can. That's right over the top of the flag.
It's almost a carbon copy, a very similar line, a touch more to the centre of the green, but Horn has to react now. The pressure has been applied.
Taking something of this approach shot, gripping down the shaft for Horn. Doesn't like it. He seemed to get that a little heavy, but we know how good he is from bunkers. He's been in a few today. He's going to have to rely on that skill again.
His ball actually hasn't found the bunker, and I think he'd be wishing it had, Warren.
Yeah, this is all coming over the brow of the bunker, pitching onto a downslope. Not much room here for error. Long, slow, lazy swing. Got some bite to it though. Best he can do is 4 if he can hold that.
Well, on the plus side, he's kept it inside of De Silva's marker, so De Silva has to go first, and he's also on a very similar line, so should the Brazilian miss, Horn will have had a read.
But this for the win for De Silva.
And he's done it. Absolutely brilliant. A 2nd Legends Tour win for Adilson de Silva here at the Riegler and Partner Legends. A hug for the defeated Keith Horn. and his caddy. And what a final round, 66. And a birdie on the first playoff hole. What a final round and win for Adilson de Silva. Last year's Barry Lane Rookie of the Year winner, getting his campaign off to a winning start in 2023. He receives that amazing trophy and a very stylish jacket. Let's hear from our champion.
I just tried to stay very focused on what I was doing. And somehow, some days you just see the line on the greens and you hit it there and it goes in the hole. You just don't know why. You know, the game can be so easy and some days it just nails you down. So today, yeah, I just kept it going, kept it focused and tried to do my best every shot.
A fantastic start to the season and a superb champion. Next up, it's the Jersey Legends. But for now, goodbye from Austria.